Alright guys, welcome back. So it has been a while since we talked about Applied Digital. So after reporting earnings, it's been extremely choppy downtrend. It almost tested its 50-day moving average right there. So here's what I'm watching from here now. So this stock has gone up pretty crazy since the beginning of the year, from 7 to all the way like 40. Uh, I'm watching this 40 as a pivotal area. So you guys can see the highest opening, closing somewhere around like 38. So anywhere from 38 and above close, that would be really bullish for me for Applied Digital going into the end of the year. So you guys can see there are many stocks, like speculative stocks, that they just pulled back pretty crazy after running up. Especially AI theme is still hot. Core Vive, let's say, pulled back significantly more. So they report earnings on, so it looks like 10th of November, which is this week, upcoming week. And I would be keeping an eye on APLD, what they have to say and all that good stuff, right? So as long as 50-day moving average holds for Applied Digital, I will be bullish this stock. Okay, and in terms of options and dark pools, we can take a look because this stock is very options driven. On Friday, 80,000 calls came in, 44,000 puts came in. That was the just total volume, and just by looking at that daily, well, there are some put buyers for November 21st, 27 put, and there are some call buyers like next year, June, $50 call. And I saw many of those like large, like, let's take a look at January. There are a lot of people who are betting that this stock could go higher into the end of the year. Probably I saw them on like, even if you look at it January next year, which we have what, November, December, January, so it's essentially 2 months, is 2.5 months. Is pay attention to these open interests. Like, there are even people sitting on 60. I'm just assuming that these volumes are buys. They don't have to be. They could be sells as well, because stock price is sitting at 30, and to assume that this is going to go to 60, it's essentially 100% move for the stock. The valuation, what is it, 8 billion? How much is it right now? APLD. Let's be sure about that one, because I haven't checked it in a while. Market cap 8.6 billion. Possible, very possible, considering the short float, 35%, still heavily shorted. And we can take a look at the short data somewhere here as well. APLD, and where the most of the option crazy volumes are sitting. So borrowing fee, it's still, I think, hard to borrow in some platforms. Yet decently shorted, it's not too crazy. And then options, I want to see the total volume going into the end of the year and where the big volume is sitting. So it looks like November 21st has a lot of volume in the money calls, outside of the money calls, in the money puts, outside of the money puts. So, and max pain is 22. I don't think we're going to get there, but it can definitely, it's possible. But I'm interested in this December and January, because if we're going to have an end of the year rally, it should start somewhere. Market is in a pullback stage. We know that S&P 500 like 4%, 5%. How much? Like, we came down 4%, I believe, from highs. Hit the 50-day and then bouncing. So if S&P is not going to bounce, I mean, if it's going to slip below, and we're going to have a little bit more correction, and Applied Digital stays above 27, that's a very good bullish sign for me personally. This line that you see here at 34, this is also the option expiration price, the closing price right there. I mean, if you're new, you're not going to understand it, but the point is, I don't watch monthly charts, okay? I watch stocks from option expiration to option expiration, okay? And I pay very close attention to the opening and closing price. The reason is there are times stock just moves between option expiration to option expiration in choppy manner, doesn't do anything, and then the new option expiration, essentially like new month, it just rips to the upside or it just flushes down. But this option expiration, if this stock, let's say, closes somewhere around this 35-hour area going into November 17, this is the big option expiration that we have. A lot of options are going to expire worthless, and I just showed you guys the volume right there, okay? And then this stock can pick a direction. If stock grinds its way back up to these like $37-$40 areas, next target is 50 plus for me personally. But if it cracks the 50-day, then I would be super careful, because it can definitely fall into the choppy shenanigans and downtrend from there. But so far, it's holding up pretty good to me personally. As long as it stays above this 50-day moving average, it's still in an uptrend for me personally. It's just digesting this whole pretty big rally move that it had, okay? Look, this move right there. We had it from 3 to 15, and it digested for about like 2 months before making a new high and then pushing higher. And we had this huge move from like $13-$14 levels to $40. I mean, it's absolutely normal for the stock to digest it like this, and I'm pretty sure there's a distribution happening as well. Let's take a look at that quickly. I'm sure there are a lot of sellers coming in taking profit. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing essentially. So this is overshooting. I mean, this is getting distributed with large orders right here. So it can overshoot, just like with iron stock that I just talked about, made a video about. There is a reason why there's such high short interest, right? So I don't want to again argue with anybody online about valuation. So far, momentum matters. Stock is pushing higher with the momentum. I'm not standing in front of it, okay? But as soon as these moves get exhausted, you will see the backside, just like with APLD. So maybe data center theme is still hot. We have seen it with many stocks, AI stocks, that are still flying high. And I'm pretty sure you will see something like this, like APLD. Look at it. Blank check company, essentially, with announcing positive news after positive news, pushes all the way to 193 and then comes back down to $100 in a very short period of time, in like 2-3 weeks. Same thing will happen with these names. Like if they're overshooting, getting ahead of themselves, sure, I have no problem imagining that these stocks could squeeze higher and then dump pretty big too, like go to like 50, 55, 60, and then flush back down 50%. Just like, I mean, it doesn't have to do it all in one day. It won't happen in one day, even though there's a probability. But just keep that in mind, okay? Just don't overstay your welcome. This is, again, just my 2 cents out there. I'm not telling you to buy the stock or sell the stock. I don't own any shares or options at the moment. This is just sitting on my watch list where I have an alert to the downside, I have an alert to the upside, just like with many other stocks out there. So if it gets back above it, sure, I'll watch this name to push even higher. So that's why I'm going to just title it 50, possible 50, but we will see what happens. If we're going to have a Christmas rally, very possible these like highly shorted stocks will just squeeze even higher. But again, this is just my take, not a buy or sell recommendation. This is purely for educational and entertainment purposes only. That's the update for APLD stock. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.